What's up, guys? This is Hype Man here to review Star Wars Rebels. The series finale just ended, and it was very, very dramatic, very emotional. A lot of things were done great. Ezra's ending was almost perfect. I just didn't understand why they decided to put a question mark in front of like so many characters. What is up with all this ambiguity in the Star Wars universe now? It's like they want to put a full stop into the character, but then they put a question mark thinking, hey, how can we milk some more money out of these characters? That's right, let's just put a ... And then there's some weird stuff that happens because of it. Like, apparently, well, spoiler alert, obviously, but when they say, Ezra says, may the Force be with you, or the Force is with you, and goes away, you think he's done, Thrawn's done, he sacrificed himself, like a great example of a good Jedi, and it would have been perfect, but then there's a ... again, and then apparently there's a message saying he's alive, and then Filoni's like, oh, they're both alive. Well, what the hell, man? So what's gonna stop Thrawn from just coming back, and why did it take so long for Sabine to realize, oh, I need to find Ezra now, like 5 years later or something? All these little questions start popping out, and it doesn't make any sense anymore, kind of. Like Yoda now, what about his prophecy where he said, Luke was going to be the only Jedi alive? So I guess that's not true either. I mean, it seems like the rest of the Star Wars had put in so much effort into try to making in terms of trying to make sure that Luke was the only Jedi left, and now you're telling me there's like gray Jedi, we're assuming Ahsoka now is a gray Jedi. I mean, who knows? Now it's all ambiguous. Like there could be like some 10,000 Jedi hiding in some planet that a future Star Wars show is going to show up. I think that's one of the big problems that came out of it. I mean, overall, Rebels, it was a greatly done show. It's really hard to try to interconnect in a universe and try to make sense from here and there and pull strings, and they did that job like almost perfectly. They took Clone Wars, they took the best part of Clone Wars. They went through the same progression as Clone Wars. They started from, a kid-friendly, all fun and games kind of episodes, and then they started maturing. They got more darker themes, and then characters being killed off, and so this darker tone was much appreciated, and you could see like a storyline coming through. The Inquisitors were great. You had to like Maul's come back, and then his ending, and you see Vader with all of his power. It's just a shame that they didn't show Vader in the end. I really thought he was going to show up and really cause some damage, but that didn't happen. I guess we gotta live with that Rogue One epic insane sequence, and then the Emperor was great. That last episode with the Emperor was fantastic, where the flickering happens and there's a scary transformation, but that was all well done. I mean, the Ghost crew themselves, hats off to Rebels for making them stand out. Like, you really felt for each character, and you understood they were different, but they were still together. You really felt that kinship amongst them, and it's something I think they'll try to make it again in future TV shows. Most likely, another squad to find Ezra 5 years later. But yeah, the mythology was well done. Thrawn was perfect. His little assassin guy, that was a pretty cool character too. So overall, in terms of characters, they did a great job in terms of establishing rapport between the characters. getting connections from like Rogue One, Saw Gerrera, and all that stuff, and then mixing with Clone Wars and setting it up for the original sequels. And so overall in that aspect, Rebels did a fantastic job. I just wish that instead of having like a little continuation, they decide to just end it and show. I mean, as much as I would have liked Ezra to go out in a lightsaber battle and stuff, this is pretty epic. The whole sequence was perfect. Even though I did not expect the space whales. I don't think anybody expected the space whales to show up. I was kind of like, what? Space whales, But it made sense, and it was pretty cool. It was a great sequence. Probably one of the best Rebel sequences besides the lightsaber fights. I mean, they had some great lightsaber fights. Not as well as the Clone Wars, I'd say, because there weren't that many, but I still remember the Ahsoka versus the Inquisitors, Ahsoka versus Vader, and then Vader fighting off Kanan and Ezra. And they're all great sequences, and the story established throughout was something that you could relate with each character and understand like what they're going through. So again, in all of that aspects, they hit it out of the ballpark. I just wish the ending had a little bit more explanation. I still didn't understand Ezra's parents. What was the outcome? There's still some question marks left, and I just don't like that. The new Disney streaming service is going to release some animated TV series that's going to continue this throughout the sequels, but it just means most of the stuff that happens in the older sequels, what they talked about, wouldn't make any sense when Yoda said that, and how Obi-Wan's reacting in terms of him being one of the few Jedi out there and stuff. And we'll see, but I just wish it was like a more closing type of finale instead of being open-ended. But again, a job well done by Dave Filoni and the crew. And I guess we'll have to watch now for the streaming service to come out, pay those monthly fees, and then hope that we get to see Ahsoka and Ezra again. Because those are pretty much the main characters that you really kind of care about. Sure, there's the rest of the Ghost crew, but Star Wars it's all about the Jedi and Sith, and that's really what makes it so different. Because if it was everything else, it'd just be like any other sci-fi drama. It's really the Jedi and the Sith for me that makes it super interesting, and bounty hunters and all those things, But what you guys think? Let me know at the bottom. Hit the like or subscribe button. Let's leave a cool comment. Otherwise, keep it chill. Forced out.